Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Kayla Briggs. I do a little bit of everything on this channel, so if you like that, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get started on today's video. So if you guys are new here, I do a little bit like every now and then I do a little show review, movie review, whichever I feel like. I feel like I like a lot of mystery shows and stuff like that, so I tend to lean towards that, but I'm trying to venture out and try new things and new shows. So I've recently watched like House of Dragons. I watch Faith. I think it's like the Winx Club Faith or whatever. I've watched that too. But today we are going to be talking about Wednesday, the show on Netflix. Yes. So let's get started. We are going to be talking about Wednesday, the TV show on Netflix. It is a supernatural comedy horror streaming television series. Yeah, it's a really long name. This is what I'm looking at, okay? It apparently has some comedy in it. It's a little funny. I wouldn't say it's like, haha, dying of laughter. It's not that. But it definitely has some supernatural elements in there. So let's get started on what some of these supernatural entities are up in Wednesday. And then we're also going to talk about the cast list. And then we're going to go through a quick like overview of what's going on in the show, and then we're gonna do our final thoughts. So that's 4 things. So let's get into the supernatural beings. So Wednesday is, she kind of has like, she's a psychic, okay? She's kind of getting these visions. It's giving me That's So Raven, you know how she goes like, and then she sees a vision, like, you know, she has those big eyes and she has this like vision in the eye, and you know what I'm talking about, right? That's So Raven, okay? Well, Wednesday kind of has the same thing. She just kind of flips her head back and just has a full-on seizure and has a vision about dark things, okay? Like people dying, you know, whether, you know, she's got to save the world. She's having dark visions, okay? And she was feeling these dark visions before. Now she's really getting them. They're really like coming to her in this season, apparently. And this is where we're getting into the season with, okay? Now, apparently there's 2 different types of people who get these type of visions, okay? You can have dark visions or you can have really good visions. And the difference between these 2 is that a good vision person is called a dove, and a bad vision person is called a raven. I'm not sure if there was supposed to be a pun in there, but I feel like there is. Anyways, so the person who is a dove is actually Morticia Addams, who is, apparently she has really good visions. She's always happy, jolly because of these good visions. But now her daughter is getting all these dark visions, and she's like, I don't know how to help you. You have to wait for an ancestor from back in the day to come into your visions to help you through you being a raven, which is so funny because it also said that she now has this raven power that is supposedly like supposed to help save the world. Like being a raven is like so supernaturally powerful. So there's that. It's giving a little teen bop right there, okay? It's giving a little teen bop, but that's my opinion. That's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, you have people who have visions, and we have people that can do like telekinesis. I think it's telekinesis, whatever. You know, the thing that you could lift things, objects with your hands, and one of the characters can kind of like get things to come alive off of a picture. That's really cool. I'm sure that's part of telekinesis or something. I'm not really sure, okay? But these supernatural people have like different types of groups. Now you don't really see what Wednesday's group is. She doesn't really have a group, but she's friends with like all the other supernatural people. So we got the we got the vision people, then we have the telekinesis, then we have the werewolf, then we have, I believe we also have some vampires up in there. They're not really in the like main group, but they think they're there. Then we have sirens, which is basically mermaids, okay? And they can like siren you, like make you think you're in love. We also got a guy who looks like Medusa up in there. He's there. I'm not sure what kind of group he's in, but he's there. We also have a shapeshifter. She can change like who she looks like depending on the person she wants to be, so that's also another thing. And then lastly but not least, we have kind of a really important main character, which is called a Hyde. Now this is a entity of something that is dormant in somebody, but it has to be called out by another person, and when it's called out, it becomes a huge monster, and now it's loyal to whoever called him out of this person. Okay, so that is like a gist of the Hyde. If you want to watch the season, you'll understand it a little bit more, but in order for the Hyde to come out, a person has to summon it out, and when it's summoned out, it is now loyal to you. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the cast. We have Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams. We have Emma Myers as Enid Sinclair, which is Wednesday's best friend. Then we have Percy Hines White as Xavier Trope. He's kind of like a guy who does telekinesis, kind of likes her. We have Hunter Dohan as Tyler Galfin. Then we have Gwendoline, I'm hoping I'm saying this right, Gwendoline Christie as Principal Larissa Weems. Then we have Christina Ritchie as Marilyn Dornhill. And then we have Jamie McShane as Sheriff Donovan Galfin. And then we have Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia Adams, Louis Guzman as Gomez Adam, and Isaac Ordonez as Pugsley Adams. So those are kind of like the main characters. There's obviously a lot more characters, but we're gonna stick with those ones. Okay? Because all the other ones are kind of like side characters. But let me give a shout out to Joy Sunday. She played Bianca Barclay. She's beautiful, okay? She's effortless. And she's kind of like a main character, but she goes in and out. So I wouldn't say like she's like a main character, but she is in the show. Okay, so let's do a little rough overview of what we like, of what's in Wednesday and what's the gist of the whole like show. So we start off with Wednesday, and she's in her regular public school, and she does something pretty bad. And so now she has to go to the school of Nevermore. And this is a school that her parents used to go to, and they were so excited to finally send her to the school that they used to go to, because now she can be amongst people that are just like her, which is weird. And also people that, you know, her parents have history there, and now she's going to be able to make history too. Woo! So exciting! So, without saying too much about the gist of the story, Wednesday is now in Nevermore. It's just like you sleep there, you go to school. It's a boarding school basically, and she's learning how to make friends, and she has a roommate named Enid. And at the same time as her going to school, people are also dying. They're being killed by this entity in the woods, and she, you know, decides she wants to become a detective and figure out what this entity is and who it is and stuff like that. Along the way, she's made some other new friends, and also has two guys that really like her. Okay, so there's a bit of a love triangle up in there. it's a little teen boppy with the love triangle, but it's up in there, okay? And so she's trying to figure out, she thinks one of them is the guy, but he's like, it's not me, but she really thinks it's him, and it's not him. And the other guy, you know, she really liked him, and they actually did kiss, and it was him. And so I was a little bit disappointed because I was really rooting for somebody else, but unfortunately it was him. I was rooting for him, okay? I was rooting for him. And he just had to do me like that. He just had to. Let's jump back a little bit, because now we know that the monster is one of the guys she likes. Now let's get into his little backstory. His dad is a sheriff, and in the beginning we don't really know where his mom is. It's not really clear. We just know he doesn't got a mother, okay? She's gone, disappeared, no mother. Well, apparently in his history, his mother was actually hospitalized for being a Hyde. Yeah. And because of that, his father, I guess, decided to hide this from him because he didn't want his son to know that he was actually a Hyde too, and that someone can summon him out and then he would lose his son. So he's been keeping all these secrets, but it's also hindering their relationship because he's not telling the truth to his son, which obviously builds a not so good relationship, okay? Well, someone finds out that he is actually a Hyde, and that is actually a teacher at Nevermore, okay? And I'm not gonna get in like detail about who this teacher is, because if you watch the show you'll understand. But this teacher also had a brother who died. Now, how this all is connected with the Wednesday Addams family and stuff like that. So this brother who died, who was the brother of the teacher who got the guy's Hyde to come out, you getting there? We're getting there, right? So her brother died years ago when Wednesday's parents used to go there. Now this guy was obsessed with Morticia Addams, and he was upset that Morticia and Gomez were together. But one day his father sent him into the Nevermore school during like a dance or something with a vial of like poison basically, and he was like, go poison the Nevermore school because they took our land and we need our land like back. And they also talk about, there's also some history in the town, and if you watch the show you would understand, you know, there's like this old guy who used to be like the mayor or the first mayor, and he like killed all the like supernatural people because they're witches, and that's how the town came to be. But Nevermore was able to still get a piece of land with the school. It is what it is, okay? So like they have that. I'm not really sure, that part's kind of like unclear how they were able to get that, but anyways, so this family thinks that, you know, the Nevermore people like stole their land, when really in reality they stole the land, so that makes no sense. And so this family is obviously being prejudiced, and they don't want, you know, the different supernatural people to be in their town, so they sent their son to go kill the Nevermore people, and he gets into a fight with Morticia and Gomez, and he ultimately dies at the end. And so the whole family actually has slowly died over the years, and you know, there's none of them left. Well, that's what we are supposed to think in the beginning of the show, but we come out later that actually the sister of that brother is still alive and is not dead, but has changed her name and has joined the Nevermore school to get revenge back on the Addams family, and basically back on Nevermore. Are we getting the gist here? I'm hoping we're getting the gist here. So basically, that sister, you know, has that revenge plot, so they call upon the Hyde to help out, and they're also working on, like, you know, black magic to get the old mayor to basically come back alive. And like, you know, destroy Nevermore. Now, how Wednesday fits into this is that Wednesday is a raven, so she sees bad visions, but she has a distant ancestor in the back who comes to her visions and is telling her what to do to like save the day. And she was actually the original person who got the mayor to be like locked up in like hell somewhere, and so now she's helping Wednesday to basically do the same thing again and to save the day. So that's what Wednesday does. She kind of saves the day. She gets the guy to go back to hell, and that's the moral of the story. End of the show, we see that the Hyde is now being locked up or being transported to lockup, and then he starts transforming into his Hyde. So that's how the season ends, and you can obviously tell we're getting a season 2, and it's probably going to be about the same monster again, but we never know. We'll see what's going on, but that's what we're getting. Okay. So let's get into my final thoughts and what I think about the show. So I think Wednesday is not a bad show. It's not like I don't like it. I think it's pretty good. I think at the end I was getting a little bored, so I was like fast forwarding through some stuff because I was like, this is a little bit boring. I'm over it. Just tell me who the Hyde is. Tell me who's doing what, because this is going too long, okay? But it did give me a little like churner. I really thought for a minute, oh, it might be the therapist, but then it was like, no, it's not the therapist, it's actually someone else. And that was really great. I loved the storyline. It was a really great storyline. Was it a little parts of like nitpicking that I would just say like throw it out because it's not needed? Yes, but overall a really good story, and I would suggest it. I would say that it's a Teen Boppy show. I would say that. I've been talking to some people who have also heard about it or who have watched it, and a lot of people think like, you know, it's gonna be like another show like in Riverdale. Now, I watched Riverdale for the first season and a little bit of second season, but I could not get through the second season and I just stopped watching it. And I think it was just because it like became really stupid and dumb, and it was like, ugh, no, I can't do it. And Netflix is really known to do that. They're known to just kind of like not give it all, like for like the second season, third seasons. It's not really like good after that. So that's where I kind of get a little nervous about it, because I'm like, I'm hoping that they can really keep up like with this like really good show, really good content, and yeah, I'm just hoping that they can. I don't want it to be a stupid Teen Boppy show like Riverdale. I really want it to develop into something really nice, so I'm hoping that it does, but I don't have the biggest hopes. I'm telling you guys right now, I don't have the biggest hopes for it, but I'm hoping that it does. And I really recommend for anyone who likes supernatural stuff. It's not very horror, it's very Teen Boppy. There's some comedy in there, you know, there's some dancing, and it's really like a little mystery, and I love mystery bugs. I love things like this, so I would recommend it, but I know that it's not for everyone, and not everyone's gonna like it because it's too childish. So there's that. With that being said, I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys want to see any more show or movie reviews from me, leave some like suggestions down below. And if not, click that like and subscribe button so that we can get some movement on today's video. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.